Head Harvester Bill from the West Coast.
Head Harvester Ed LaFlamme from the East Coast.
Hey, Ed, we just did a leadership series. We asked a whole bunch of leaders what they thought on some great topics.
The next question is,
Give me a K, give me a P, give me an I.
what's that, Bill?
Key performance indicators.
That's going to be the next question. That's going to be a good one.
You bet.
The 3 KPIs we monitor most tightly at Diamond Landscapes for the management staff, obviously, is adherence to budget, right? What gross margin did we quote it for versus what margin is it coming off? With a 2 or 3% margin of error and some common sense, okay? And then number 2, obviously, is retention. Customer retention, right? How many of those customers come back? And then you've got to also look at some type of soft skill bonus. Like, we can't have guys that are being mean to the crews. We can't have guys that need to get their breath fixed, right? There's some soft skills that, I mean, those 2 primary, and then safety's got to be a part of that too. We can't be damaging anybody along the way. So, yeah.
The 3 or 4 KPIs that we focus on, we really focus on retention, because that means we're servicing the customer. So that's a huge KPI for us. Top line growth, obviously, growing the customer base, creating the opportunities. If you don't grow, you're going backwards. So really keeping an eye on the top line, but then of course the bottom line. And really looking at vendors, partnering with vendors that are going to help franchisees be more efficient and effective at what they do. So clearly the EBITDA would be our 3rd most important KPI. And I'm going to add a 4th, is really identifying, the employee experience. And this is becoming really near and dear, and looking at franchisees that are really good at keeping their employees. What are they doing differently than some of the others? And bringing that to the forefront and putting them up on podiums and sessions at the conference to really create an atmosphere where people want to be with us and stay with us. And that's been an added one.
First one's safety. We always start with safety no matter what. So, and then there's more that are more operational. So I would say, some sort of, you can call it retention, something that's focused on how happy are our customers, right? So that can be customer satisfaction, or that. People, are people staying with us, right? Or are they leaving us? So, super important, right? So I would say that's the second one. And the third one is a little bit more boring, but did we do better than we did last year?
Very good. Very good. The 3 key KPIs to monitor I see as revenue, number 1, because you've got to grow or you die. 2 is gross profit percentage, because that translates into gross profit dollars. Gross profit dollars pay the rent, a percentage does not. And then 3rd would really be looking at your overhead, because if your overhead is increasing at a more rapid rate than what your revenues are, you can't get any leverage out of the business.
Number 1 was client retention, cash flow, and I would say the 3rd one would just be the condition of the company. Are we moving in all different directions upward, or are we getting to be a little complacent and stale? We send a lot of people to trade shows and things, and they'd come back with ideas that, normally we drive through, walk through, whatever, and miss things. And a lot of the employees, or the supervisory employees, they spot stuff sometimes a lot quicker than I could or anybody else, because they're on the job. I'm not on the job every day the same as they are doing the construction or the maintenance or anything else. These guys are there on the spot, and they see things.
We look at our financials, our gross profit margins. We look at our productivity levels, how our guys are performing. I am a measureaholic, if you call it like that, and I measure almost everything. sometimes I measure too much. And the whole idea is look and see how we work. And I'll tell you, I'm a believer in measurement. We're doing a contract right now that the past contract had 10 employees. By virtue of our measurement, analyzing, we are able to do that very same contract with just 4 employees.
So our KPIs would definitely be what our gross margin is. That is always number one, so I know exactly where we're at per job, per crew, per team. I think gross margin is definitely number one. I think safety is up there, knowing what the safety results are, that the program we're putting in place is keeping our people safe and we're not having accidents, we're not having injuries. And I would put quality up there too. You know, I'm a big believer in the Quality Counts program that the harvesters have, and I think the quality is what your clients really see. Clients don't necessarily care what your gross margin is. They may not even be that interested in your safety, but they care what the project looks like. And so if you're getting your quality and your people are safe and you're making a profit, to me, that's a lot of the pieces.
We have several key performance indicators. One of the main ones is just steady growth. So our long-term plan is to have slow and steady growth. I say slow, it's 10 to 15% growth a year. That's a structural plan, because if we don't grow at that pace with our large involved product, we won't be able to keep up with teaching people how to use it and having our staff be good at our system, so then we wouldn't be able to help our clients. So we have a plan to grow at a certain pace. Another key performance indicator for us is our level of recurring revenue. We've been gradually increasing the percentage of our revenue that comes from recurring revenue instead of one-time revenue. It's kind of like in the landscape industry, the difference between construction and maintenance, right? We're doing more and more maintenance type work instead of the custom build stuff.
Harvester Ed, were those great answers or what?
They were incredible.
Holy
Right from
smokes.
the heart.
They really were.
Yeah.
Now we hope all you folks out there can use the answers from these leaders in your business as well. Now go out there and harvest your potential.